Welcome back to the 2025 Gulf South Conference Football Media Day presented by Caldwell Architects. I'm James Verrett. We are joined now by the head coach of Delta State. And before LeBron James said Cleveland, championships were already happening in Cleveland, Mississippi. Isn't that right, Coach?
That's right.
Good.
That's right.
Happy to have you here. 13 seasons.
13 years.
13 years, 12 seasons.
COVID cost us.
There you go.
Yeah.
Does it ever get old, and what continues to motivate you to continue to coach?
Building a new team each year. Every year is different. Every team's different. That I get excited about that. Work at a great place, great administration, great people. I love coming to work every day. It doesn't get old for me.
I hear you.
I just get old.
6-4, 3-3 in conference play. That's not up to necessarily Statesman's College. What did you learn about your team, and what changes did you think you needed to make in order to be more successful this season?
I think we got to play together more. I felt like we were a selfish football team at times last year. I mean, everything I'm saying to you, I've said to them. So I like our offseason. I like the way this team has come together. We got good chemistry right now. I just didn't think we played together very well. I don't think we executed well together, and it was a struggle. And like you said, 6-4 is not where we wanted to be. You know, we had one game canceled. Felt pretty good about that one, but it is what it is. But hey, new year, and all you can do from history is learn from it, and that's what we tried to do. We're trying to learn from it and be a little better. You know, they got us picked dead last in the league. I don't think that's the first time in history Delta State's ever been picked dead last in the league, but all right, that's fine. We still get to play them.
You talk about selfish and unselfish. You got a quarterback that has been very unselfish. He stayed with the program, is in his 6th season. What does he mean to Delta State?
Everything. Just the type of man he is. He was a Statesman Award winner last year, which is our highest award we give as a football program. Just the way he handles himself. He's never once thought about leaving, ever. He wanted to start and finish at Delta State. Just so humbled to be here and be a part of us, and we're glad we got him.
You ask a lot of your quarterbacks. You want them to throw. You also want them to run at times. What can we expect to see from him this season?
Same stuff. I mean, that's what he did. I mean, he had a heck of a year last year. I mean, he's 18-6 throwing the football. I don't know how many rushing touchdowns he had offhand, but he was electric with the ball in his hands. We got to protect him better. He's got to make better decisions with the football at times. He knows that. That's what we've been working on. But it's a good quarterback room. A lot of competition there. Yeah, we're excited to see him. We're excited to see what Cole can do.
How important is it for your offense to strike first? There were a lot of games where you were playing really from a deficit and you wanted to try to get that offense to move forward?
I mean, it'd be great to strike first. It'd be great just to strike. As long as you just keep continuously strike and score some points, that's the name of the game. But, yeah, it's always good to set the tone and get out early. And, that's obviously a point of emphasis going into the season.
When you look at your defense, what can you expect from your defense going up against 3 teams that have very well-oiled machine offenses?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a dogfight each week. I like our defense. I like what we're doing. Our coordinator's been there now going into his 4th season, doing a heck of a job with it. Coach Al and his staff do a great job on that side of the ball. And we got stability in our coordinators because John Fletcher offensively has been with me for 13 years. So that's one thing that we've got some stability with our coordinators. And I just think you're going to see a group that plays well together. That's what they did this spring. We're a lot bigger than what we were last year.
Okay.
I think we're just a bigger football team overall. We recruited some better size. We had a really good offseason. Guys were putting on weight. So I think that's going to be a little different from people to see us that have seen us in the past. It's just, I just think we're a bigger football team, just size-wise. We're taller, we're bigger, and I think that's going to help us. In the stretch, because we play the last 3 games a year, probably going to be, some of the toughest we play all year, without a doubt. And you got them back to back to back. You got to play West Alabama on the road. You got West Florida home. Then you go to Valdosta. I mean, nobody wants that streak, but we got it, and everybody else has got to do the same thing. So we'll see what happens.
How does this change the dynamic of how you coach and how you build a season? The previous Division II playoff situation, you had to build a resume in order to go in front of a committee. But now you've got an automatic bid that you can vie for, but also at the same time, you may have an opportunity to get an at-large bid.
No doubt. I mean, I feel like this league is – I think all 4 of these teams in this league are playoff-type teams, with them expanding everything to 8 teams, I think everybody's trying to do the same thing. They're trying to build a resume throughout, right? But then, you got to do well in the head-to-head games in the conference. So I think you just got to take it one week at a time, play your best football, and hopefully you're playing your best football in November, and you're kind of peaking at that point. And maybe it's like we always try to say, we want to play meaningful games in November, and not just a conference game, a meaningful game, like a game that's got playoff implications and things like that. That's what we like at Delta State.
What would be some of the key things that you can see from your team that'll give you the indication that they are playing together, but also executing at a high level?
I think that just is what we put on tape every day, every week. It's the film doesn't lie. It's how hard are we playing. You can see that on film, and you can feel it on the sideline. It's how well are we communicating. Are we playing complementary football? In 23 we played a lot of complementary football. In 24 we did not play complementary football. We have to learn from that. It's not like we haven't done it before. We've done it before. We just got to get back and do it again and play complementary football in all three phases.
When you look at the landscape of college football, everybody's been talking about the transfer portal, revenue sharing, things of that nature. You were very outspoken when the transfer portal first opened up.
Was I?
Yeah, just a little bit. but now you've adjusted to that. How has recruiting changed at all to you at the Division II level?
It probably. I guess it has. You got, people talk about you got to recruit the team that you have on your campus. I don't know about that. I just think you have to build good relationships with them. Guys are going to leave sometimes. It's like you were talking about before we got on, live air here, that certain guys get offered opportunities, they're going to take them. It happens. But it doesn't matter the relationship at that point. There's just certain factors that take over. But I just think you still got to build relations. You got to be relational in your recruiting. They got to trust you. The biggest thing that we do, and we lose some recruits to this, is we tell them exactly how it's going to be at Delta State. And this is exactly how it's going to be. We're not promising you anything. This is your scholarship. This is what it equates to. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You want more? Come start. It's that simple.
Right.
But we don't have problems, after that happens because they know where they stand. So some people turn us down on the front end. That's fine. We don't want those kind of people. We want guys that want to be at Delta State. We want the Cole Kirks of the world that want to come to Delta State. So that's how we do it.
Tradition is something that Delta State is known for. This year, you won't have Mississippi College on your schedule. They've dropped football. How much has that impacted not only the rivalry, or some people would say non-rivalry because you guys have dominated, but how much has that affected the state of Mississippi as far as football?
I think it's hurt it. You're talking about less players from the state of Mississippi getting another school to recruit them. It's obviously hurt the Gulf South. I think it was a poor decision, especially it kind of is personal to us when we helped them so much to get in the Gulf South when they were trying to get back from Division III. And our people, I know they were on campus with our administrators, and we were helping them do things to get back in the Gulf South. And then for them to drop football is – but, no. You were right on the rivalry part. We wanted to beat them, but, that really wasn't the rivalry in this league for us.
Mm-hmm. When you look at the league right now, you've got 4 teams. You're really playing 3 games to try to get 1 automatic bid. How intense will November be this year?
I think it'll be really intense, but it's no different than any other year, in the Gulf South. It's just going to be probably more intense because, in my opinion, the best 4 teams are left in the Gulf South that were in the Gulf South. You look at the history of the Gulf South over the last few years, the top 4 teams are the final 4 that are still here. So I think it's going to be really, really tough. I think every game is going to be tough because you don't have a game between that used to not be as tough. I'm not going to call names out, but that's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
The best 4 teams are still here. And to be honest, all 4 are playoff worthy and usually are year in and year out. So we'll see what happens.
We take a look at your schedule. You don't really have any slouches on your schedule when you take a look at it, but important, you got first 2 games at home. How does that help?
Well, we're not used to having that. We don't get that a lot. Because Coach Kinnison does a great job with our schedule, and he just like everybody else in this league, it's hard to get people to come to Cleveland, Mississippi, but he's done a great job getting those 2 games for us early in the season at home. They're going to be big games. Central Missouri is a really good football team. North Greenville beat us last year in 4 overtimes, really tough games, and then you go 2 really long road trips after that, and then you're trying to build back up after that to try to get ready to go to Livingston, and they're always tough over there and going to be, a really good football team. And then, West Florida and Valdosta, like I said, those 3 in a row, that's tough.
No doubt about it. Coach, we thank you so very much.
Man, I appreciate y'all.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you very much.